Hey guys, welcome back to another part on the WRC coupe here. In this one, as you saw in the last one, we now have the kit completely hung, our hood vents cut in, but now we're going to actually be filling in the blanks with the rear of the kit. We're going to be doing the wheel wells, finishing our actual mounting points for hanging the rear bumper, as well as beginning to prep for molding on the rear quarter panels. We're actually going to try and recess the front hood vents into the hood, so that is going to be quite a mission, something different I haven't done before, but I do have a strategy as to how I'm going to do it. So let's go ahead and fire up. We now have, for the most part, our wheel well in place. I wouldn't say it's 100% yet. There's still quite a bit of welding to do, but it is at least hung in place. Next thing I want to get into is the rest of my shock tower, turret, perch, brace, whatever you want to call it. So we had chopped it off here to put a plate up in behind there, but now I would like to cut this to fit back onto here and back down to our wheel arch, so I can weld those together to add some rigidity, or at least restore the rigidity that was there. So I'm going to go ahead and probably make a cardboard template of the curve there, and then cut it out of this, straighten it all out, and I should be able to weld this back in place after I clean it up. All right, here I'm going to be trying to correct the fender. As you can see, it doesn't quite have the right profile to the door, so I've got to get it to come out a little bit. Here is my strategy. I've made this really high-tech tool. Stick it in there. I want to do this on the car so that I get it right. So now I stick that high-tech tool in. We got the profile back where we want it. Then we're going to mix up some resin. We've got a strip of fiberglass. We're going to paint some resin on the back of the fender, and then we're going to stick the fiberglass on. Once it dries, in theory, this should then keep the shape. Siri, play Creed. Alright, that's that there. We are going to let that dry and see how it keeps its shape. Alright, now we've got all our metal work done in our rear fender wells. We got everything shined up, just about ready for primer. Before getting into primer preparation, I'm going to hang the quarter panel one more time. I'm going to put a bunch more Cleco pins in it so that we have all our holes and we can get primer into the holes rather than making the holes after the primer. So we've got rust preventative checked off there. And then lastly, with our quarter panel, once we have it back on the car, we are going to cut it back so that we have room for the transition in the molding. Alright guys, now we have the inner quarters, wheel wells ready to prime, so we're going to go ahead, gear up for that. We've masked off most of the car and kicked out the other dudes from the shop. So I'm going to fire up here, get some epoxy on this, and we are moving into the next stage. Alright, we are now at the stage of starting to mock up our side skirts. So we've got a lot of material underneath the side skirt going towards the pinch weld. And then when applying the skirt, it won't go far enough in because the material's hidden our pinch weld there. So what I'm first gonna do is rip some of this material off so I can get it in close enough. And then from there, we'll start to work our way out. So here we have the front bumper, and with starting this, we are actually nearing the end of the milestone I wanted to hit with this car before ending this video. So all this time I've been holding the front bumper on with a Cleco pin through the fender. I want to make a more official mount. What I'm going to use is a little riv nut like that, and then a nice little 10 mil flathead looking guy there. So what I'm gonna do is drill these out, install these on both sides. That takes care of the corner of the bumper to the fender. After that, this is behind in the lower section of the bumper. I want to attach something from here to the lower rad support here so I don't get any sort of sway in or out. With those 4 mounting points, I will be satisfied with the front bumper, and then I'm going to get into doing the same on the rear bumper. Alright guys, we're gonna wrap up the video here. I've completed everything I wanted to do in this video. The kit is now completely attached to the car. All the mounts are made for everything. We've sunk in our hood vents. We still have a long way to go before we're actually ready to start priming this body, but definitely made some good ground in this video, and we'll see you in the next one.